resistant to the ebb and flow of fortune, and strong enough to withstand the difficulties that life will surely bring your way. It sounds like an impossible dream, doesn't it? Would you believe me if I told you that the key to that kind of life has been around for thousands of years, just waiting for you to find it? Welcome to a very special journey into the world of Stoicism and minimalism. We are frequently carried away by waves of emotions, distractions, and worldly desires in our chaotic modern lives, which are often accompanied by noise and hurry. Stoicism offers a way to find inner peace, self-control, and mental toughness. It stands firm and immovable like a rock amidst the turbulent seas of life. Part 1. Mastering the Art of Letting Go. Mastering the art of letting go is the first step on this road. You will learn not only how to differentiate between things you can control and things you can't, but also how to let go of the things beyond your control. Through Stoicism and minimalism, we can clear out our inner and outer worlds, making room for more meaningful activities and experiences. Making room in our lives for what truly matters is just the beginning. The next step is to strengthen our willpower. Building self-discipline is the Stoic way to greatness. It's about developing values, controlling your urges, and living a life that doesn't follow society's ever-changing whims, but instead follows unchanging principles that bring genuine happiness. Now that we're focused, we can face life's problems head-on. That's where the unbreakable mind comes in. We're going to explore 10 powerful lessons that will give you the mental toughness needed to navigate life's great waves. Being optimistic isn't the point. The point is to build strong mental models that help you remain resilient when things go wrong. Last but not least, get ready to free your mind. You will learn 10 life-changing lessons from Stoicism that will help you break free from self-imposed limitations. You can take control of your emotions and actions, drastically improving the quality of your life. If you know how to press the right mental buttons, you can become impervious to the chaos of the outside world by following the Stoic wisdom we'll discuss today. Stoicism provides a peace and happiness that nothing external can take away. It's a journey to learn the art of living a life full of virtue, knowledge, and unbreakable strength. Now, take a deep breath, prepare to learn, feel more confident, and gain freedom as we explore the wisdom of modern-day Stoics. Part 2. The Foundations of Minimalism and Stoicism. What if you woke up in a peaceful place where everything you own has a purpose, your heart is content, and your mind is clear? You know that the only things you can control are your thoughts and actions, so you face life's storms with a resilient heart. These seemingly impossible goals are actually achievable. In fact, the path to a meaningful life lies at the heart of both minimalism and Stoicism, two philosophies created centuries apart. Welcome to Minimalism and Stoicism, letting go for a meaningful life. In this journey, we'll help you discover a life that you not only live, but also love. The rise of modern minimalism. Let's first discuss the growing modern minimalist trend. Minimalism is more than just a style. It's a way of life. It's about eliminating the unimportant, the clutter that weighs down our spaces and thoughts, and focusing on what truly enhances our lives. Minimalism originated as an art trend, emphasizing simplicity and realism in the mid-20th century. It gradually seeped into various areas of culture, including music, architecture, and lifestyle. People are turning to minimalism to reclaim their time, space, and focus. They're discovering that removing physical clutter helps them build relationships, pursue hobbies, and enjoy a depth that material possessions cannot provide. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism. Now, let's travel back in time to the bustling streets of ancient Athens, where Stoicism first emerged around the 3rd century BC. Like minimalism, Stoicism is about simplification, but its primary focus is internal. The philosophy teaches that the best path to a happy life is through cultivating self-control, logic, and ethics. Stoicism helps people discern what they can control from what they cannot. It encourages focusing on what's within our control and letting go of what isn't. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, 3 prominent Stoic philosophers, taught us that happiness comes not from external circumstances, but from our perceptions and responses to them. The connection, letting go. What connects minimalism and Stoicism is the concept of letting go. Minimalism advises us to eliminate unnecessary possessions from our physical spaces, while Stoicism teaches us how to release mental burdens and attachments. Both philosophies are founded on the idea that freedom lies in simplicity and detachment, freedom to live a meaningful, joyful life. Throughout this exploration, we'll delve deeply into the nuances of both minimalism and Stoicism. We'll discuss their origins, principles, and how they can enhance our lives. We'll also explore how to apply these philosophies to our daily existence and compare and contrast their approaches. Case studies and anecdotes will illustrate how these ideas have transformed real people's lives. Finally, we'll reflect on what we've learned and encourage you to incorporate aspects of minimalism and Stoicism that resonate with you. As we begin this illuminating journey through these two philosophical approaches, prepare to have your notions of what constitutes a fulfilling life challenged. To live meaningfully requires intention, virtue, and the courage to let go of what doesn't matter. Let's embark on this path together. Part 2: Understanding Minimalism. Let's delve into the first part of our discussion, understanding minimalism. The minimalist movement as we know it today didn't emerge in isolation. Like many artistic movements that appeared in the late 1950s and early 1960s, it has its roots in music and visual arts, which challenged the notion that art needed to be complex to be meaningful. These art forms focused on using simple elements. Over time, this concept evolved into lifestyle minimalism. People began questioning the consumerist culture dominating society in the early 2000s, when minimalism gained popularity as a lifestyle. They sought a less complicated, more meaningful existence, without the trappings that accompany it. This is where the modern minimalist movement originated, a reaction to capitalist excess and a search for happiness beyond material wealth. Core principles of minimalism. Let's examine the fundamental principles underlying minimalism in greater detail. First, minimalism is about simplification. It means eliminating the excess, the pointless, and the distracting, so you can focus on what truly matters. This could mean decluttering your home, streamlining your schedule, or even cutting back on social media. It's about creating space in your mind, an environment that reflects your values and priorities. The second core principle is intentionality. Making conscious choices about what to keep and what to let go of is a crucial aspect of minimalism. Intentionality means asking, does this add value to my life? Does this align with my goals and values? It's about living purposefully rather than drifting through life, making decisions that reflect the kind of life you want to lead. The third aspect emphasizes quality over quantity. In a consumerist culture, we're often told that more is better. Minimalism challenges this idea. Less isn't better for its own sake. It's about having the right things rather than accumulating a multitude of useless items. It's better to invest in quality possessions and relationships that will last. Benefits of minimalism. Let's consider the numerous advantages of leading a simplified lifestyle, keeping these principles in mind. To begin with, minimalism can enhance mental clarity. Eliminating clutter and distractions helps us concentrate and be creative. Being free from the chaos around us liberates our minds to think more clearly and make better decisions. Financial freedom is another significant gain. By being intentional about our purchases and prioritizing quality over quantity, we can significantly reduce unnecessary spending. This can lead to savings, less debt, and the ability to spend money on meaningful activities and hobbies. The environmental impact of minimalism is also favorable. Our carbon footprint diminishes when we consume less. Production and waste disposal are two major contributors to environmental harm, so by choosing to live with less and making environmentally conscious decisions, we're not only improving our own lives, but also benefiting the world. Misconceptions about minimalism. As with any trend, minimalism has its share of criticisms and misconceptions. One common criticism is that the ability to choose to live with less is a privilege not everyone can afford. Some also argue that minimalism can become another form of consumerism if people continually buy new, minimalist items to replace existing ones. Others believe minimalism means living with extremely few possessions, or that it's a one-size-fits-all solution. It's important to remember that minimalism is not an end, but a means, a way to create a life aligned with your values and priorities, adaptable to your needs and preferences. While these criticisms are worth considering, it's crucial to remember that minimalism isn't about perfection but progress. It's not a rigid set of rules but a philosophy that can be tailored to different desires and lifestyles. Minimalism doesn't expect us to be flawless. Instead, it encourages us to make progress and be mindful of our choices. Similarly, minimalism shouldn't be viewed exclusively as a privilege. The core principles of intentionality and prioritizing quality over quantity can be inspiring for people from all socioeconomic backgrounds. Although certain aspects of minimalism may be more accessible to those in financially stable situations, it can also be about making the most of what you have and finding contentment in simplicity, regardless of your possessions. To dispel the misconception that minimalism means living a sparse or impoverished life, it's also important to note that minimalism isn't about having a specific number of possessions. It's about identifying what's meaningful and eliminating what isn't. For some, this might mean a home with only the essentials, while for others, it could be a carefully curated collection of items that bring joy and serve a purpose. Conclusion. On minimalism. The philosophy of minimalism is profound and vibrant, extending beyond mere decluttering. It's about creating a life of meaning, purpose, and happiness by focusing on quality, simplifying, and making intentional choices. Minimalism helps clear our minds, achieve financial freedom, and protect the environment. Though, like any philosophy, it has its critics and those who misunderstand it. Approach minimalism with an open mind, recognizing it as a versatile tool for creating a meaningful life. As we continue our exploration, we'll examine the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy and see how, like minimalism, it helps us let go of excess in our lives, both externally and internally. Our discussion will focus on the similarities and differences between these two philosophies, as well as how they can be combined to enhance our lives. Stay with us as we journey through time and thought, unraveling the threads of Stoicism and minimalism and weaving them into a fabric of happiness, purpose, and meaning. This is a call to rise to a life lived with awareness, integrity, and significance, not merely to purge possessions or remain stoic in the face of hardship. May this journey inspire you to reflect, question, and open yourself to the boundless possibilities that lie in the simplicity and wisdom of Stoicism and minimalism. Part 4. The Ancient Wisdom of Stoicism. As we leave the modern realm of minimalism, let's journey back in time to the ancient world where Stoicism originated. Stoicism is a school of Greek philosophy that began in Athens in the early 3rd century BC. The Stoic philosophy was founded by Zeno of Citium, who taught from the Stoa Poikile, a painted colonnade in ancient Athens. Later, in ancient Rome, Stoicism became incredibly popular and was one of the most influential philosophies during the Roman Empire. Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius stand as the three most significant figures in Stoic philosophy. Seneca, a Roman statesman and writer, discussed in his letters and essays how Stoic principles could be applied to everyday life. Epictetus, a notable Stoic teacher born into slavery in what is now Turkey, authored important works like the Enchiridion and Discourses, which offer practical advice on living virtuously. Lastly, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor sometimes called the philosopher king, wrote meditations during his military campaigns, revealing his profound thoughts on morality, duty, and life's meaning. Core principles of Stoicism. The first Stoic principle that demands our attention is reason. To the Stoics, reasoning and rationality were paramount. They emphasized the importance of using logic to understand and navigate the world. This rational approach was believed to lead to virtue and tranquility, as it allowed people to make choices aligned with nature and morality. The second concept is control over responses. For Stoics, there's a clear distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. We have complete control over our thoughts, perceptions, and actions, but we cannot influence the external world. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot, we can maintain equanimity in difficult situations. The third principle is seeking virtue as the highest good. Stoic virtue encompasses wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, along with moral excellence. They believed that the key to happiness and contentment was living virtuously in harmony with reason and nature. Practical applications of Stoicism. So, how can this ancient philosophy help us deal with challenges? Stoicism teaches us to detach ourselves from chaos and view situations objectively through the lens of reason. When confronted with difficulties, we can prevent our emotions from clouding our judgment and act in accordance with our values. It encourages us to see problems not as misfortunes but as opportunities to learn and grow. Contemporary relevance of Stoicism. Fast forward to the present day. Despite its ancient origins, the principles of Stoicism remain incredibly relevant. In an increasingly volatile and uncertain world, Stoicism offers a compass to navigate through storms. The focus on rationality and control over responses parallels modern cognitive behavioral therapy, a popular approach to addressing mental health issues. Business leaders are also incorporating Stoic principles to make prudent decisions and build resilience in their teams. For those interested in personal development, this philosophy provides tools to strengthen the mind and live purposeful, authentic lives. Practices like journaling, mindfulness, and self-reflection, which encourage living in alignment with one's values, are becoming part of everyday routines. Stoicism, a philosophy dating back to ancient Greece and Rome, empowers people to lead lives of happiness and moral integrity through its central principles of reason, control over responses, and pursuit of virtue. From the teachings of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius to contemporary psychology and leadership, it serves as a guide in our ever-changing world. As we delve deeper into Stoicism, remember that it's more than just a set of rational ideas. It's a call to action. It urges us to develop a wise and virtuous mind, recognize what we can control and release what we cannot, and view challenges as opportunities for personal growth. This is an invitation to live not only thoughtfully, but also wisely. After exploring Stoic philosophy in depth, we now arrive at a fascinating intersection where minimalism and Stoicism meet. Although they emerged in different times and contexts, both philosophies are grounded in the concept of letting go, releasing excesses, whether material possessions or mental constructs, and finding a life that is meaningful, joyful, and aligned with our values. In the following sections, we'll examine how these two philosophies complement each other and differ, as well as how they can be incorporated into our daily lives. We'll discuss how the wisdom and virtue of Stoicism can enhance the intentionality and simplicity of minimalism. Together, these philosophies can create a robust foundation for a life that is not only clear and resilient, but also deeply meaningful. With an open mind and eagerness to learn, let's embark on this journey of discovery. We should be prepared to question our beliefs, break from old habits, and embrace new approaches. The concepts of minimalism and Stoicism invite us on a journey that involves both letting go and discovering what's truly important to hold on to. This journey transcends mere intellectual exploration. It's profoundly personal. We're all being asked to contemplate our choices, the lives we lead, and the values we uphold. It's a call to release what's superfluous and choose what's essential, to quiet the noise and choose wisdom, to let go of the transient and choose the enduring. Together, let us follow the path of minimalism and Stoicism to a life that is not merely lived but loved, not merely endured but honored, not merely passed through but meaningful. Part 5. The convergence of Stoicism and minimalism. At a profound level, Stoicism and minimalism stand side by side. As we navigate the path of discovery, these two powerful philosophies, though separated by centuries, share many commonalities, along with distinct differences. Let's closely examine the tapestry they've woven. Shared principles. Let's begin with their similarities. First, both emphasize the pursuit of simplicity and focus. Minimalism encourages us to simplify our lives by removing unnecessary possessions and decluttering our spaces. Stoicism, focusing on our inner lives, promotes simplicity through rational thinking and concentration on what we can control. Both philosophies urge us to eliminate the non-essential so we can focus on what truly matters. Second, they both advocate for the removal of excess. In minimalism, this means discarding items that don't enhance our lives. Stoicism addresses letting go of excessive desires, emotions, and attachments that obstruct our pursuit of virtue and cloud our judgment. Both agree that excess, whether physical clutter or mental chaos, can impede a fulfilling life. Third, they both emphasize internal happiness. Minimalism teaches that happiness doesn't come from accumulating more possessions, but from living a meaningful life. Stoicism holds that happiness derives from living in harmony with nature and reason, not from external validation or wealth. Both recognize that true contentment comes from within. Key differences. Now, let's explore their differences. The first distinction lies in their historical and cultural contexts. Modern minimalism emerged as a reaction against consumerism and material excess, primarily in Western society. Stoicism, however, originated in ancient Greece and Rome as an intellectual response to humanity's search for happiness and virtue in a chaotic world. The second difference is in their scope and application. Minimalism primarily addresses the tangible aspects of our lives, encouraging us to declutter our spaces and be mindful of our purchases. Stoicism, conversely, examines our internal thoughts, emotions, and character, in addition to our external circumstances. The third difference is in their driving motivations. Many minimalists are driven by a desire to create more open, free, and focused lives. It's about caring for your environment. Stoicism, rooted in moral philosophy, is about caring for your soul and spirit. The Stoic is motivated by a sense of duty to live in accordance with reason and nature. A harmonious blend reflecting on these similarities and differences, we can see that these philosophies are like two sides of the same coin. Both show us how to live simple, focused, and happy lives, but they do so in different ways and with different tools. Think of minimalism as the compass that guides us through the physical world, clearing our spaces and focusing our actions. Stoicism is the internal GPS that helps us navigate our thoughts, emotions, and character with virtue and wisdom as we travel through the internal seas. They work powerfully together, complementing each other beautifully. Adding the focus and simplicity of minimalism to the wisdom and virtue of Stoicism, we can create a life that is not only clear and focused, but also deeply meaningful and aligned with our highest values. We shouldn't choose one philosophy over the other. Instead, let's view them both as valuable guides working in tandem. Let Stoicism keep us on a path true to our core and values, and let minimalism be the vessel that propels us forward. Take a moment to reflect on this. Consider the spaces we inhabit and the objects we surround ourselves with. Are they purposeful or are they just excess? Now, look inward. Consider our words, feelings, and actions. Are they aligned with our values or are they scattered? As we progress, let's carry with us the essence of Stoicism's call to wisdom and minimalism's call to simplicity. Let's be like architects, thoughtfully designing a life that meets our deepest needs for meaning and happiness. Although these philosophies originate from different places and have distinct goals, they both aim to help us lead simpler lives filled with what truly matters. Minimalism guides us to declutter our external world, while Stoicism empowers us to regulate our internal world. In their convergence, we discover a path leading not just to simplicity or wisdom, but to a life that is profoundly meaningful. As we stand at the intersection of these two philosophies, we possess the power and tools to shape our journey. It will be as unique as each of us, yet focused on the shared goal of a more meaningful and joyful life. This journey isn't always easy. It sometimes requires courage and letting go. But each step we take weaves together threads of simplicity, wisdom, purpose, and happiness into a beautiful tapestry. Let's carry the flames of Stoicism and minimalism with us as we enter the realm of practical application. With open hearts and minds, let's further explore these ancient philosophies, blend their insights, and live by their lessons. Let's continue moving forward, grateful for the wisdom passed down through ages and for the opportunity to integrate it into our lives. The next section will cover the practical application of these philosophies, discussing ways to incorporate Stoicism and minimalism into your daily life, creating a fabric that is not only straightforward and wise but also deeply meaningful. Part 6. Practical applications in modern life. The integration of these philosophies into our daily lives is a crucial step in our journey. As we navigate through the rich tapestry of minimalism and Stoicism, here is where theory transforms into practice and where we take our first steps toward living a more meaningful life, implementing minimalism in daily life. Let's begin by discussing how to put minimalist principles into practice in everyday life. First, declutter your physical space. Look at your possessions and ask whether they serve a purpose or bring you joy. If not, consider letting them go. Take this process at your own pace. Start with one room or even just one drawer and gradually progress. Second, be mindful of consumption. Before making a purchase, consider whether the item is necessary and aligns with your values. This mindset can extend to other areas of your life, such as relationships and commitments. Lastly, prioritize quality over quantity. Invest in items and relationships that enhance your life. This doesn't always mean spending more money. It could also mean giving time and care. Applying Stoic principles in decision-making now. Let's explore how to apply Stoic philosophy in decision-making and navigating situations. To start, work on the dichotomy of control. Recognize what you can control and what you cannot. External events are beyond your control, but you can choose your response and actions. When facing a challenge, ask yourself what aspects you can control and focus your energy there. Second, reflect on your values and make choices based on them. Stoicism teaches that virtue is the highest good. Choose to act in ways that are honest, just, and compassionate. Lastly, regularly practice mindfulness and self-reflection. Take time to review your actions, decisions, and emotions. This practice helps develop greater rationality and emotional resilience, finding balance, Stoicism, and minimalism for self-growth. All of this must work synergistically. Cultivate your environment with minimalism to support your values and goals, and train your mind to be resilient, focused, and virtuous with Stoicism. It's also important to recognize that Stoicism and minimalism are not either-or approaches. They are flexible and can be adapted to suit your needs and goals. Be consistent, take small steps, and be willing to adjust your approach as you learn and grow. Real-life examples to help illustrate these points: consider the stories of Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus, known as minimalists. Their corporate careers were filled with possessions but devoid of meaning, so they both quit. They simplified their lives and better aligned them with their values by focusing on what they could control and following Stoic principles through minimalism. Another example is entrepreneur and author Tim Ferriss, who has been open about how Stoicism has transformed his life and decision-making. He has also embraced minimalism, focusing on the most important things and people in his life that align with his values. Combining Stoicism and minimalism can be a powerful approach to personal development and living a more meaningful life. By simplifying our external world through minimalism and strengthening our minds with Stoicism, we can create a life that is not only free from clutter, but also full of meaning and joy. As we conclude this section, I invite you to reflect on the aspects of both Stoicism and minimalism that resonate with you. Consider how you might apply these principles to your own life and how they could contribute to your growth and happiness. Let's continue on this path together, absorbing the wisdom and utility that Stoicism and minimalism offer. These philosophies can enhance our lives, help us let go of the extraneous, and give us a profound sense of meaning. Before we proceed further, though, let's be honest. The path to combining minimalism and Stoicism can be profoundly beneficial, but there are challenges along the way, requiring effort, commitment, and sometimes the willingness to step outside our comfort zones. It's also important to remember that this blending is not a destination, but a journey of growth and evolution that never ends. Our understanding and application of these philosophies will change and develop as we do. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, and we will never reach a state of minimalism or Stoicism. They accompany us on our lifelong journey to becoming fully human. As we travel this road, let's remember to be kind and patient with ourselves. Making changes takes time, especially ones that impact how we live and think. We will stumble sometimes, and that's okay. The important thing is to get back up, learn from our mistakes, and move forward with renewed energy and focus. We're not on this journey alone. Countless individuals have walked similar paths, combining minimalism and Stoicism in their search for a more meaningful life. We can learn from their mistakes and be inspired by their stories. It can also be comforting to know that we're not the only ones seeking meaning and happiness. Part 7. Eastern Perspectives and their relation to Stoicism and minimalism. As we continue our exploration, let's cross oceans and continents to discover the rich philosophies and religions of the East. With thousands of years of history and thought, the East offers much wisdom for those seeking a meaningful life. Interestingly, many Eastern concepts share connections with Stoicism and minimalism. Let's examine these beautiful parallels and see how they can enhance our lives. Buddhism, the middle way. One of the central concepts in Buddhism is the middle way, a path of balance and avoidance of extremes, much like minimalism. According to the middle way, we can lead a healthy life conducive to spiritual growth by avoiding both overindulgence and excessive austerity. The Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path, also part of Buddhism, provide guidance for living without attachments, a concept that aligns with Stoic principles. The Four Noble Truths describe human suffering and its causes, while the Noble Eightfold Path offers advice on ending suffering through right behavior, right intention, and right mindfulness. When it comes to mindfulness, Buddhism has a long tradition of present-moment awareness and meditation, helping people focus on the now and what truly matters. These techniques are consistent with Stoic mindfulness. The benefits of meditation include focusing on our inner selves and letting go of fleeting emotions. Taoism, Wu Wei in Taoism, following principles of simplicity, naturalness, and non-action is paramount, similar to minimalism. Wu Wei, or non-action, doesn't mean inactivity, but rather acting in harmony with the natural flow of things. It's about acting without forcing and living simply. Yin and Yang are also crucial in Taoism, representing balance and unity in nature. This equilibrium is highly valued in Taoist thinking and resembles minimalism and Stoicism, which also seek balance in life and emotions. Living in harmony with nature is another component. Following Taoism means living in harmony with the Tao, the fundamental principle that underlies everything. This closely parallels the Stoic concept of living in accordance with nature to achieve virtue and happiness. Hinduism, Dharma, and simplicity. Hinduism, another ancient Eastern faith, speaks extensively about Dharma and simplicity. Dharma, or moral duty, is a path where focus and simplicity are paramount. Following your Dharma means living a moral and purposeful life, similar to minimalists' emphasis on intentionality. Non-attachment is also important in Hindu philosophy. This concept, related to Stoic detachment, advises people not to be defined by their material possessions or fleeting emotions. In Hinduism, yoga and meditation are not just physical activities, but ways to explore oneself and align with inner ideals. This resembles Stoic self-reflection and alignment with what is good and reasonable. Confucianism. Finally, let's discuss Confucianism, which has significantly influenced Eastern thought. In line with minimalist principles, Confucianism's doctrine of the mean promotes balance and simplicity. Ren, benevolence, and Li, ritual propriety and correct behavior, are also central to Confucianism. Aligned with Stoic values, these concepts concern moral qualities and appropriate public conduct. Confucianism also emphasizes the value of relationships and social harmony, highlighting the importance for Stoics of community involvement and recognizing their part in a greater whole. Synthesizing Eastern and Western wisdom. Eastern religions and philosophies share much common ground with minimalism and Stoicism. Mindfulness, balance, and non-attachment are Eastern concepts found in minimalist and Stoic principles. By following the guidance of both Eastern and Western philosophies, we can focus on what's essential for a fulfilling life. Eastern thought is particularly valuable for its emphasis on personal growth, interpersonal harmony, and the interconnectedness of all things. These teachings can be an incredible source of wisdom for anyone seeking a happier, more meaningful life. As we've seen, minimalism encourages us to reduce our material possessions and emphasize quality over quantity in our lives. Stoicism teaches rationality, emotional control, and viewing virtue as the highest good. Eastern philosophies, with their diverse beliefs, offer profound insights on living in balance with ourselves and nature. In your daily life, consider how you might combine these philosophies. For instance, you could practice the mindfulness techniques of Buddhism, the effortless action of Taoism's Wu Wei, the moral guidance of Hindu Dharma, or the social ideals of Confucianism. Blend these with the simplicity of minimalism and the rationality of Stoicism. Instead of viewing these philosophies as separate entities, think of them as complementary colors on a palette that we can use to paint our lives. Drawing inspiration from both East and West can foster understanding and learning across ages and nations. Many real-life examples illustrate this synthesis, though they often go unnoticed. Countless individuals live simple, virtuous, and balanced lives. They find happiness and contentment not because they have much, but because they know what matters. Achieving this unification isn't a destination but a process. Remember the words of Lao Tzu, "And a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." This knowledge can be that step for you. Embrace the wisdom of East and West and find your middle ground by simplifying, rationalizing, harmonizing, and discovering your path. Following this road may not always be easy and might require compromises and difficult decisions, but ultimately it offers something priceless, a life of meaning, happiness, and a profound connection to the world around us. Part 7. Conclusion. Weaving a life of meaning. Marcus Aurelius is one of the few individuals in history who has had such a lasting impact on philosophy and leadership. As Emperor of Rome and a devoted Stoic, his life exemplified self-discipline and resilience. Today, we'll examine his philosophies in greater detail, exploring how he taught and demonstrated self-discipline throughout his life, and discover practical ways to incorporate his lessons into our own lives. Now that our journey through minimalism, Stoicism, and Eastern philosophies is coming to an end, let's take a moment to reflect on the rich tapestry of knowledge we've explored together. We began by learning about the history of minimalism and its core principles: simplification, intentionality, and prioritizing quality over quantity. We discussed the criticisms and misconceptions surrounding a simplified lifestyle, while also discovering the numerous benefits, including mental clarity, financial freedom, and environmental protection. We then traveled back in time and delved into the depths of Stoic philosophy, originating in ancient Greece and Rome. We learned from Stoicism the importance of rationality, control over our responses, and viewing virtue as the highest good. We saw how Stoicism helps us deal with challenges and remains relevant today, drawing on the writings of philosophers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus. Our next stop was the intersection where minimalism and Stoicism meet. We observed strong connections between them in their pursuit of simplicity, focus, and inner peace, but also recognized differences in their historical backgrounds, scope, and primary objectives. We discussed how these seemingly disparate philosophies can help us live more meaningfully by reducing the unnecessary aspects of our lives. Furthermore, we explored how to apply minimalism and Stoicism in our everyday lives. We discussed techniques for organizing not only our physical spaces but also our minds by following simple principles. We also examined how to use Stoic philosophy to guide our decision-making and navigate life circumstances. We saw examples of individuals who have successfully integrated both philosophies to enhance their personal development. Our journey didn't end there. It expanded as we crossed the ocean to eastern shores. We examined various Eastern religions and philosophies that share commonalities with minimalism and Stoicism. We discovered principles that resonate with minimalism and Stoicism, such as the middle way in Buddhism, Tao and Wu Wei in Taoism, Dharma in Hinduism, and the doctrine of the mean in Confucianism. Don't let this be the conclusion of your studies. Instead, let it be the beginning. Consider how you can apply the lessons you've learned from minimalism and Stoicism in your daily life. Experiment with different approaches to see what works for you, and don't be afraid to adapt them to suit your needs. Different people have different ideas about what constitutes a meaningful and happy life. There isn't a universal answer that works for everyone. You must continue learning, unlearning, and relearning. It's like a garden where seeds of knowledge from various philosophies can be planted, and with care and nurturing, they can grow into a life that is fulfilling and aligned with your values and ideals. It's crucial to recognize that the possessions we acquire, the validation we receive, and the social metrics by which we judge our progress are all temporary. What endures is the happiness and satisfaction that come from living a life founded on simplicity, virtue, and purpose. Finally, let's carry forward the wisdom that has been passed down for thousands of years. Let's carry the torch and light the way for each other and ourselves. Explore the world and learn new things, but above all, seek value as you move forward. May your life be like a well-written book, where the depth of its content matters more than its length. May the principles of minimalism, Stoicism, and Eastern philosophies infuse every page of your life with meaning, joy, and fulfillment. As the great philosopher Seneca once said, "In as long as you live, keep learning how to live." Let's continue learning, growing, and most importantly, navigating life with virtue as our anchor and wisdom as our guide. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May your path be clear and your heart lead you to a life that is meaningful and full of genuine happiness. Part 9. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism is based on the principles of a philosophical school that began in ancient Greece and flourished during the Roman Empire era. Through the writings and teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism gained immense popularity. Epictetus and Zeno of Citium, two early Stoic philosophers, made significant contributions to our understanding of Stoic philosophy. As a philosophy, Stoicism emphasizes self-discipline, personal virtue, and resilience. It offers a methodology for dealing with life's challenges, managing and controlling emotions, and finding peace amid external chaos. The Stoics believed that we have complete control over our thoughts, actions, and emotions, but not over external circumstances. Stoic philosophy provides a profound understanding of human nature and our connection to and place within the world. When faced with circumstances beyond our control, we should focus on what we can do, such as adopting principles like understanding, self-control, and justice. The Stoic path leads to a life of moral excellence, transformation, and personal growth. In 165 AD, commitment to Stoic philosophy reached its pinnacle during the Antonine Plague, which devastated the Roman Empire. The plague wreaked havoc on the land, claimed countless lives, and instilled fear and chaos throughout the empire, resulting in one of history's worst depressions. During this crisis, Emperor Marcus Aurelius displayed remarkable leadership by combining his unwavering determination with the profound teachings of Stoic philosophy. He navigated through the plague utilizing Stoic principles, providing his people with security, courage, and hope. The Antonine Plague, believed to be an outbreak of smallpox or measles, struck the Roman Empire with unprecedented force. The plague spread rapidly, destabilizing the empire's social and economic order and causing widespread fear due to the chaos and uncertainty it generated. As a leader, Aurelius recognized the importance of having a framework to guide people through this turbulent time and turned to Stoic philosophy. He looked inward for wisdom and strength to face the task at hand. Aurelius adhered to the Stoic practice of accepting life's hardships and maintaining virtue even in adversity. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca taught him that virtue alone is sufficient for happiness. He also learned that true happiness and power come from within, not from external circumstances. By confronting the reality of the plague, Aurelius built resilience and refused to succumb to fear. Instead, he concentrated on his character and response to the problem, aspects that were within his control. Marcus Aurelius led by example, living according to the Stoic values he espoused. He demonstrated unshakable courage and fortitude by remaining steadfast despite experiencing terrible suffering and enormous challenges. Despite constant risk to his health, he worked tirelessly to meet his people's needs, showing compassion and kindness through his actions. He urged his people to be resilient and find peace within themselves. Amidst the tumult, Stoicism helped him find meaning and purpose. He recognized that the plague was an opportunity to improve himself and help others become stronger. The situation served as a reminder of life's brevity and the importance of living virtuously. Through reflection on life's impermanence, Aurelius encouraged his people to cherish each moment, prioritize virtue over material gain, and cultivate gratitude even in adversity. The Roman Empire was strengthened and consoled by Aurelius's application of Stoic philosophy. Despite the Antonine Plague's severe suffering, his guidance and fortitude enabled the kingdom to eventually recover and be restored. Today, the lessons of Stoicism that Aurelius taught remain relevant, reminding us of the human spirit's strength and our ability to find inner peace even in the most challenging circumstances. During the Roman Empire's darkest hour, Marcus Aurelius turned to the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Faced with this terrible crisis, he led his people through the storm with courage, strength, and wisdom, helping them rebuild their lives. Stoic philosophy gives us hope by teaching that even in the worst situations, humans can transcend their difficulties, maintain hope, and prevail. Stoic lessons have remained valuable through the ages and continue to provide thoughtful guidance to those seeking to navigate life's complexities. It focuses on resilience, self-discipline, and other traits that provide useful tools for handling everyday problems, enduring difficult times, and finding meaning in an ever-changing and increasingly complex world. We will examine key principles that can help us evaluate our lives, as well as lessons from famous Stoic philosophers that can guide our application of Stoicism in real life. By studying Stoic philosophy, we can embark on a transformative journey towards self-discovery, inner peace, and living a fulfilled life. As you know, Marcus Aurelius, a renowned and important philosopher, fully embraced Stoicism as his guiding principle and lived according to its tenets. Stoicism, rooted in ancient Greece and popularized during the Roman era, emphasizes developing virtue and fortitude when facing difficulties. The pursuit of self-mastery through self-control and discipline is central to this philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, the respected Roman emperor, embodied Stoicism, living by its lessons and applying them to manage life's challenges with unwavering strength and wisdom. Stoicism encourages individuals to discover their inner powers and become more resilient. It also suggests that people enhance their moral character by practicing moderation and using knowledge to ensure fair treatment for all. Stoic philosophers also recognize the importance of resilience in confronting hardship. Stoic principles empower individuals to take control of their minds and, consequently, their thoughts, emotions, and actions, which consistently align with their values and goals. At its core, Stoicism provides a comprehensive framework for personal improvement and the pursuit of a good and resilient life. While we can control our emotions, thoughts, and actions, events and occurrences may be beyond our control. Humans are typically emotional beings, and this concept is central to Stoicism. As Marcus Aurelius expressed in his famous work Meditations, true power comes from controlling our thoughts and actions. We can attain this level of inner strength by developing our self-discipline. In his seminal work Meditations, Marcus Aurelius stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote encapsulates the Stoic idea that we should focus our energy on controlling our thoughts and emotions rather than allowing external events to dictate our internal state. Great leaders often face the most challenging problems during their reigns, and Marcus Aurelius was no exception. During his tenure, he encountered numerous difficult challenges and setbacks that tested his resilience and determination. As Emperor of Rome, Aurelius had to address many complex situations requiring his full attention and strategic thinking. Civil unrest, wars, conflicts, and economic instability threatened the Roman Empire's security and prosperity. Despite these challenges, he confronted them with unwavering resolve and a commitment to his people's welfare. Throughout his rule, Aurelius demonstrated an unmatched ability to recover from setbacks. He understood that leadership meant perseverance, especially when facing adversity. He never abandoned his quest for solutions that would safeguard the empire's well-being, even when it meant accepting defeats or addressing internal problems. His leadership style was characterized by his ability to persist despite setbacks. Additionally, his spiritual beliefs, particularly his practice of Stoicism, significantly helped him during difficult times. Stoicism taught him to view challenges as opportunities for growth and to maintain his moral compass even when facing adversity. It emphasized developing inner strength and accepting things beyond one's control. By applying Stoic principles to his leadership, Aurelius was able to handle failures with historical resilience, which strengthened him and inspired those around him. Despite the enormous challenges he faced, he remained dedicated to his people's welfare. His commitment to good governance and the pursuit of justice drove him throughout his reign. Taking action to address his people's concerns, he implemented reforms to improve living conditions and promote the empire's overall well-being. Marcus's personal life exemplified his self-discipline. Even as emperor, he remained humble and aware of the transience of power and material possessions. Meditation and reflection, leading to continuous self-improvement, were integral parts of Marcus's personal life. He also had a strong character that influenced his choices and actions. Aurelius rose to power as a leader of great strength and intellect, leaving a legacy of courage and kindness that will endure for generations. As Marcus Aurelius demonstrated, the world continues to learn from Stoic principles to develop self-discipline in our lives today. We can apply some of these same principles to practice self-discipline. Consistency and self-assessment are two valuable approaches. We can make it a habit to reflect on our values and life purpose every morning, just as Marcus Aurelius did, helping us see how our actions and words align with these principles. The physical discipline of daily exercise not only improves our physical health, but also strengthens our minds. Marcus understood the deep connection between mind and body and emphasized the importance of caring for both. Mindfulness is another powerful way to develop self-discipline. By training ourselves to be fully present in each moment, we can better control our emotions and make wiser decisions. Gratitude and seeking tranquility are foundational to Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius believed that noticing the wonderful and beautiful aspects of life, even during difficult times, could enhance our strength and resilience. We can become more steadfast in character by practicing daily gratitude and maintaining perspective. Finally, Stoic philosophy highly values community and relationships. Marcus felt that working together and helping others develop self-discipline could be very beneficial. To critically examine Stoic philosophy regarding developing self-discipline in the modern world, we must apply Marcus Aurelius's principles. He wrote extensively about the importance of mind control, which is the first consideration. In his meditations, he discussed how our lives' quality is linked to our thoughts and the importance of exercising control over them. Marcus Aurelius believed that true power came from controlling our minds and choosing our thoughts. He understood that our perceptions, emotions, and behaviors are shaped by our ideas, and that suffering and our ability to live fulfilling lives can be affected by negative or useless thoughts. He advocated for mindfulness and self-awareness, encouraging people to become conscious of their thought processes and actively combat false beliefs. Controlling our thinking requires constant discipline and vigilance. It means questioning the truth of our thoughts, changing how we interpret negative narratives, and selecting more positive perspectives to live a more fulfilling life. Writing in a diary was a useful practice that Marcus Aurelius employed. He examined his thoughts and emotions daily through reflection and introspection, trying to understand their origins and impact. This practice helped him identify patterns in his thinking and adjust his ideas to lead to better ones. Marcus Aurelius believed we could become stronger in adversity by controlling our thinking. He understood that while we can't control external events, we can choose how to respond to them. Whatever is happening, we can find inner peace and strength by actively focusing our thoughts on gratitude, acceptance, and virtue. Practicing thought control remains valuable and important in today's world. Being aware of our thought habits, eliminating negative thoughts, and building positive perceptions are skills we need to improve our health, endurance, and ability to handle life's obstacles with ease. Another key aspect of Stoic philosophy is focusing on what's within our control rather than what isn't. Stoics believe that worrying about things we can't change causes unnecessary stress and anger. Instead, they recommend directing our energy toward what we can influence, such as our decisions, actions, and attitudes. By accepting that change and uncertainty are inevitable, we can become more flexible and maintain our peace of mind. When critically examining this Stoic principle, It reveals that our greatest power lies in what we can affect. Focusing on what we can change and taking actions aligned with our values are essential practices. Marcus Aurelius also emphasized the importance of creating plans and goals consistent with our values to develop self-discipline. A clear calling, goal, and life purpose are necessary for self-discipline. When we know our values and ensure they align with our goals, we make better decisions and take better actions. Setting goals based on our values helps us identify what's most important and provides direction as we face life's challenges. By clarifying our purpose and setting meaningful goals, we can focus our efforts on self-discipline and personal growth. Marcus Aurelius maintained that developing self-control is one of the most crucial aspects of becoming self-disciplined. To build inner strength and achieve personal growth, he believed we must exercise control over our desires, impulses, and emotions. Self-control helps us learn to delay gratification, resist temptations, and make decisions aligned with our values and long-term goals. According to Marcus Aurelius, self-control isn't about denying ourselves joy. Rather, it's about making choices that bring greater happiness and personal growth over time. By controlling ourselves, we strengthen our willpower and become more committed to our path of self-discipline. Marcus also highlighted that building resilience is an important part of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us not to fear the challenges and failures that arise in life, but to see them as opportunities to learn and grow. In this context, resilience means being able to face problems and difficulties while maintaining inner strength and stability. Marcus suggests that embracing life's changeability and unpredictability promotes resilience. Stoics recognize that we can't alter external events, but we can change our internal responses. When we accept change and uncertainty, we develop inner strength that allows us to weather storms with fortitude and calm. In Stoicism, resilience also means viewing failures and mistakes as growth opportunities. Stoics see challenges as chances to practice qualities like courage, determination, and patience, rather than as obstacles to overcome. By embracing difficulties as part of our journey, we build the strength to handle life's fluctuations. When we focus on what we can control, we direct our attention effectively and feel more empowered. By becoming resilient, we prevent external events from controlling our emotions, maintaining inner peace and calm even during adversity. In Stoic philosophy, building resilience involves accepting life's imperfections, viewing setbacks as growth opportunities, and concentrating on what we can control. Before concluding, let's examine 3 key lessons from Marcus Aurelius's seminal work, Meditations, that can help us become more self-disciplined and understand the importance of living a virtuous and fulfilling life. The first lesson concerns the power of the present moment. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not disturb yourself by picturing your life as a whole. Do not assemble in your mind the many and varied troubles which have come to you in the past and will come again in the future. But ask yourself with regard to every present difficulty, what is there in this that is unbearable and beyond endurance?" This quote encapsulates the essence of being present. Often, we lack self-discipline because our thoughts are filled with past regrets or future worries. Aurelius shows us the importance of focusing on the present moment. By doing so, we can break down seemingly overwhelming tasks into manageable pieces and practice control and discipline in our immediate actions. This focus on the present moment is fundamental to self-discipline, allowing us to take meaningful and virtuous actions without being overwhelmed. The second lesson involves detachment from external approval. Marcus Aurelius was acutely aware of the transience of fame and others' opinions. He wrote, "I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinion of himself than on the opinions of others." This observation highlights the human tendency to seek external validation, often at the expense of our values and integrity. Self-discipline, as Aurelius suggests, requires detachment from this external reinforcement. Instead, we must focus on cultivating inner virtues and following our moral compass. This inward-directed focus enables us to make decisions and take actions aligned with our values, rather than being swayed by others' ever-changing opinions. It helps us build a strong foundation of self-discipline grounded in self-respect and personal integrity. The third lesson emphasizes adaptability and acceptance. One of the most celebrated quotes from Meditations is, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This quote epitomizes adaptability and acceptance, two traits closely associated with self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius teaches that obstacles and challenges are not merely to be endured, but can be transformed into opportunities for growth and learning. Self-discipline involves the ability to adapt our actions and attitudes in response to the challenges we face. Instead of resisting or lamenting difficulties, we can embrace them as opportunities to exercise virtue, learn, and grow. This mindset not only helps build self-discipline, but also fosters resilience and a deep sense of contentment. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations offers a treasure trove of wisdom for building self-discipline through focusing on the present moment, detaching from external validation, and embracing adaptability and acceptance. We can cultivate a form of self-discipline deeply grounded in wisdom and virtue. This self-discipline isn't just about control, but about living a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment, regardless of external circumstances. By embracing the core principles of Stoicism, self-mastery, acceptance, and resilience, we can cultivate self-discipline in our modern lives. Self-mastery, as Marcus Aurelius believed, begins with gaining control over our thoughts and emotions. By actively observing and guiding our inner world, we can shape our responses to external events and maintain composure and clarity. Acceptance is another crucial element of building self-discipline. Developing resilience, as espoused by Aurelius, involves reframing setbacks as growth opportunities. By viewing obstacles as stepping stones on our journey, we can develop the strength and perseverance needed to face adversity with unwavering determination. Resilience also involves maintaining inner peace and stability, even in chaotic or unfavorable circumstances. To build self-discipline, we can incorporate practical strategies inspired by Aurelius into our lives. Establishing consistent routines, engaging in physical discipline, practicing mindfulness, expressing gratitude, and fostering communal support all contribute to our growth and development, ultimately leading to a more disciplined and fulfilling life by following Marcus Aurelius's principles. As we stand at the crossroads of history and philosophy, the figure of Marcus Aurelius towers above, casting a long shadow that has weathered time's passage. In our often chaotic and ever-changing world, self-discipline becomes a beacon, a guiding light through the storm. Through Aurelius and Stoic teachings, self-discipline is not merely a trait, but an art of living. Self-discipline is the compass by which we navigate life's seas, the anchor that holds us steady amid tempests, and the sails that propel us forward. Through self-discipline, we attain mastery over ourselves, which in turn leads to a deeper understanding and engagement with the world around us. The life and philosophy of Marcus Aurelius testify to self-discipline's transformative power. In our constantly connected world, where distractions are incessant and information ceaseless, we need self-discipline more than ever. Through self-discipline, we can filter out noise and focus on what truly matters, staying true to our values and principles, acting not on impulse, but with deliberation and wisdom. What's particularly astonishing is how Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who lived nearly 2 millennia ago, grappled with many of the same challenges and inner conflicts we face today. This illuminates a profound truth. The human experience at its core is unchanging. Our fears, aspirations, dilemmas, and yearnings weave a common thread through time's tapestry, and it's here that Marcus Aurelius's wisdom finds its enduring resonance. We live in an age of unprecedented opportunities and possibilities, yet with these come challenges and responsibilities. The Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius equips us with the mental fortitude to embrace these challenges, viewing them not as burdens, but as catalysts for growth and self-realization. As we conclude this section, let's reflect on our potential's magnitude. Each of us, in our unique way, can be a philosopher, a seeker of truth, and a bearer of wisdom. Let Marcus Aurelius's words remind us of the indomitable spirit within each of us. Let his stoic resolve inspire us to build our reservoir of self-discipline as we forge ahead on our respective journeys. Let us carry the knowledge that self-discipline is not an end but a means to lead lives of purpose, integrity, and fulfillment. Remember that in existence's grand theatre, we are both playwright and protagonist. Through self-discipline, we can pen epics of triumph, odes to joy, and ballads of resilience within history's vast chronicles. Let the chapters we author be woven with wisdom threads. Let each page be steeped in purpose, and let the ink flowing from our quills be that of self-discipline. With Marcus Aurelius as our steadfast sentinel, guiding us from antiquity's revered corridors, let us march ahead with our gazes fixed firmly on the horizon and our hearts ablaze with boundless possibility. It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. Epictetus, Part X, The Wisdom of Epictetus. Imagine a world where external events no longer dictate your happiness, where you have complete control over your emotions, and where you can find peace amid chaos. Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has guided countless individuals toward personal growth and fulfillment for centuries. At the heart of this philosophy lies the wisdom of Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher who transformed his life through the power of Stoic thought. Today, we'll delve into the teachings of this extraordinary man and uncover the top 10 lessons from his renowned work, the Enchiridion. Epictetus was born in Hierapolis, present-day Turkey, around 50 AD. Despite being born into slavery, he rose above his circumstances to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers. As a slave, he was owned by a high-ranking Roman official who recognized his intellectual potential and allowed him to study philosophy. Epictetus eventually became a student of the philosopher Musonius Rufus, a prominent Stoic teacher in Rome. After gaining his freedom, he began teaching philosophy in Rome, where his reputation quickly grew. However, when Emperor Domitian expelled all philosophers from Rome in 89 AD, Epictetus was forced to flee. He found refuge in Nicopolis, Greece, where he established a philosophical school that attracted students from across the Roman Empire. His teachings were recorded by one of his students, Arrian, who compiled them into two main works, the Discourses and the Enchiridion. The Enchiridion, also known as the Handbook or Manual, is a concise collection of Epictetus's most essential teachings, providing valuable insights on navigating life's challenges and uncertainties. Stoic philosophy centers on the idea that while we cannot control external events, we can control our reactions to them. By cultivating inner strength, wisdom, and resilience, we can remain calm and composed in adversity. This is achieved by focusing on our actions and thoughts, rather than being swayed by external circumstances or others' opinions. In this portion of our journey, we'll explore the top 10 lessons from the Enchiridion, examining the wisdom and practical advice that has stood the test of time. By understanding and applying these teachings, you too can experience Stoicism's transformative power and unlock your potential for personal growth and self-improvement. As we embark on this exploration of the Enchiridion, remember that Epictetus's words are not just abstract ideas or theories, they are practical tools applicable to everyday life. By embracing these lessons and incorporating them into your daily routine, you can build a strong foundation for personal development and create a more fulfilling, purposeful existence. Lesson 1. Differentiating between what is in our control and what is not. One of Stoic philosophy's core principles, as espoused by Epictetus in the Enchiridion, is understanding that we should focus our energy on what is within our control and accept what is not. This simple yet powerful concept can profoundly impact our well-being and overall satisfaction with life. Epictetus believed that our thoughts, beliefs, and actions are within our control, while external events, others' actions, and the natural world are not. By recognizing this distinction, we can save ourselves from unnecessary stress, anxiety, and disappointment. Consider this example. You're preparing for an important job interview. You've spent weeks researching the company, practicing your responses, and honing your skills. On the interview day, however, a major traffic jam causes you to arrive late, and you miss the opportunity. While it's natural to feel frustrated and upset, Epictetus would advise focusing on what you can control. You cannot change the traffic or the missed interview, but you can control your reaction to the situation. Instead of dwelling on the missed opportunity, you can choose to learn from the experience, adapt your approach, and continue your job search with renewed determination. By applying this lesson, you can develop greater inner peace and resilience when facing life's challenges. When you accept the inherent unpredictability of the world and focus on aspects of your life that you can influence, you empower yourself to cultivate a growth and adaptability mindset. This way, you can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and composure, making the most of every situation and maintaining equilibrium in adversity. Lesson 2. Embracing the concept of fate and accepting events in life. Another crucial lesson from the Enchiridion is the idea of accepting fate and learning to embrace life's natural course. According to Stoic philosophy, the universe follows a rational order, and everything that happens is part of this cosmic plan. By accepting fate, we can cultivate serenity and learn to appreciate life's experiences, both positive and negative. Embracing fate doesn't mean passively resigning ourselves to whatever happens. Rather, it encourages us to focus on what we can control and develop the wisdom to accept and adapt to circumstances we cannot change. By doing so, we can find peace and purpose even in the most challenging situations. Consider this example. You've been planning a vacation for months and looking forward to a well-deserved break. Just days before your departure, however, you become ill and cannot travel. While it's natural to feel disappointed and frustrated, Epictetus would remind us that our health is ultimately outside our control. By embracing fate and accepting the situation, we can prevent ourselves from being overwhelmed by negative emotions. In practical terms, this might mean focusing on recovery, using unexpected free time to catch up on personal projects, or spending quality time with loved ones. By reframing our perspective and finding the silver lining, we can turn a seemingly negative event into an opportunity for growth and learning. Learning to accept fate and embrace the universe's natural order allows us to develop equanimity in the face of life's uncertainties. When we approach life with an open heart and a willingness to adapt, we can find meaning and joy in every experience, regardless of the outcome. This mindset of acceptance and adaptability can ultimately lead to a more fulfilling and contented life. Lesson 3. Pursuing a virtuous life. A central tenet of Stoic philosophy, as presented by Epictetus in the Enchiridion, is pursuing virtue as life's ultimate goal. Virtue in this context refers to moral excellence and character development. According to Epictetus, a virtuous life is intrinsically valuable and leads to true happiness and fulfillment. The Stoics believed in 4 main virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By cultivating these virtues in our daily lives, we can become better individuals and positively contribute to our communities. Let's consider an example to illustrate how we might apply this lesson. Suppose you find a wallet on the street containing significant cash and the owner's identification. While keeping the money might be tempting, pursuing a virtuous life would involve returning the wallet to its rightful owner. In doing so, you practice the virtues of justice by treating others fairly, and wisdom by understanding the importance of honesty and integrity. By consistently choosing virtuous actions, even in challenging situations, we develop our character and strengthen our moral compass over time. These decisions can lead to deep satisfaction and self-respect, as well as others' admiration. By prioritizing virtue above material possessions or external validation, we can create a solid foundation for lasting happiness and personal growth. Pursuing a virtuous life is a key lesson from the Enchiridion and an essential aspect of Stoic philosophy. By striving to cultivate moral excellence and uphold the values of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can enrich our lives and positively contribute to the world. By embracing these principles, we can begin to experience the true happiness and fulfillment that Epictetus believed was attainable through a life of virtue. Lesson 4. Detachment from material possessions and external circumstances. In the Enchiridion, Epictetus emphasizes the importance of developing detachment from material possessions and external circumstances. According to Stoic philosophy, Our happiness and well-being should not depend on external factors, as they are inherently impermanent and beyond our control. Instead, we should cultivate inner strength and self-sufficiency, finding contentment in our actions and thoughts. By practicing detachment, we can free ourselves from the desire for external validation and the fear of loss, which can cause unnecessary suffering and anxiety. This doesn't mean abandoning our possessions or relationships. Rather, we should maintain a healthy perspective and recognize that they are not the source of our happiness. To illustrate this concept, consider this example. Imagine you've worked hard to build a successful career and amassed substantial wealth. While you might feel pride and satisfaction in your accomplishments, Epictetus would caution against becoming too attached to these external markers of success. Instead, he would encourage focusing on your inner values and virtues, the true sources of lasting happiness. To apply this lesson in your daily life, you could practice gratitude for what you have, while remaining mindful of material possessions' impermanence. You might also engage in acts of generosity, such as donating to charity or volunteering your time, to help maintain a balanced perspective on wealth's importance. Detaching from material possessions and external circumstances is a crucial lesson from the Enchiridion and an essential aspect of Stoic philosophy. By cultivating this mindset, we can develop greater inner peace and resilience, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and purposeful life. Lesson 5. Practicing self-discipline and self-control. The fifth lesson from the Enchiridion revolves around the importance of self-discipline and self-control, critical components of a virtuous life according to Stoic philosophy. Epictetus believed that mastery over one's impulses and desires was crucial for maintaining mental tranquility and achieving personal growth. Self-discipline and self-control involve the ability to resist short-term gratification in favor of long-term benefits, as well as the ability to control our reactions to external circumstances. This practice can be seen as a form of personal freedom, as it liberates us from being slaves to our impulses and allows us to live according to our core values and principles. Consider the example of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. It's often tempting to indulge in unhealthy foods or skip exercise in favor of more sedentary activities. However, by exercising self-discipline, you can resist these short-term temptations and prioritize your long-term health and well-being. This could involve creating a regular exercise routine, preparing healthy meals, and ensuring you get enough sleep. Applying this lesson requires consistent effort and practice, but the rewards are significant. By developing self-discipline and self-control, you can make better decisions, achieve your goals more effectively, and live a more balanced and fulfilling life. By mastering our desires and reactions, we can experience the personal freedom and lasting satisfaction that comes from living in harmony with our values and principles. Lesson 6. Overcoming fear and anxiety by focusing on rational thinking. The sixth lesson from the Enchiridion emphasizes the importance of rational thinking in overcoming fear and anxiety. Epictetus believed that many of our negative emotions arise from irrational beliefs and assumptions. By examining these thoughts and replacing them with rational perspectives, we can alleviate unnecessary suffering and develop a more balanced mindset. One primary technique for achieving this is to question our thoughts and assumptions, especially when they cause distress. By identifying the irrational beliefs underlying our fears and anxieties, we can challenge them and replace them with more realistic perspectives. For instance, imagine you're preparing for a public speaking engagement and feeling extremely anxious. Your fear might be based on the irrational belief that if you make a mistake or stumble over your words, you'll be ridiculed and judged by your audience. To apply rational thinking, you could remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes, and it's unlikely that your audience will be overly critical. Moreover, you can recognize that your value as a person isn't determined by a single performance. By replacing your irrational beliefs with more balanced thoughts, you can reduce your anxiety and approach the situation with greater confidence. Another strategy is to focus on the present moment and avoid dwelling on negative hypothetical scenarios. Often, our fears and anxieties stem from our tendency to imagine worst-case outcomes. By grounding ourselves in the present and concentrating on the task at hand, we can minimize the impact of these unproductive thoughts and maintain a more balanced state of mind. The sixth lesson from the Enchiridion teaches us the power of rational thinking in overcoming fear and anxiety. By challenging our irrational beliefs and focusing on the present moment, we can develop a more stable mindset and navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and confidence. Lesson 7. Treating others with kindness and empathy. The seventh lesson from the Enchiridion highlights the importance of treating others with kindness and empathy. Epictetus believed that recognizing our shared humanity and extending compassion towards others is vital for living a virtuous life. According to Stoic philosophy, we are all interconnected and should strive to support one another in our journey toward wisdom and personal growth. One way to apply this lesson is by practicing active listening and being genuinely interested in others' thoughts and feelings. This approach can help us better understand their perspectives and experiences, fostering empathy and creating stronger connections. For example, imagine a friend is going through a difficult time and shares their struggles with you. Instead of offering unsolicited advice or trying to fix their problems, you can practice empathy by validating their feelings and acknowledging the challenges they're facing. By showing that you genuinely care and understand their situation, you can provide them with the support and encouragement they need to navigate their difficulties. Another aspect of treating others with kindness and empathy involves being aware of how our actions and words may impact those around us. We can strive to act in a way that is considerate, respectful, and supportive, even when we may not agree with or understand someone else's perspective. This practice can help create a more harmonious and compassionate environment for everyone. The seventh lesson from the Enchiridion underscores the significance of kindness and empathy in our interactions with others. By actively listening, validating others' experiences, and being considerate of their feelings, we can foster deeper connections and contribute to a more compassionate world. In doing so, we embody the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, and temperance, furthering our own personal growth and well-being. Lesson 8. Learning from criticism and not being affected by others' opinions. The eighth lesson from the Enchiridion addresses the importance of learning from criticism while maintaining a healthy detachment from others' opinions. Epictetus believed that it's essential to evaluate feedback objectively, discerning valuable insights from unconstructive remarks. By doing so, we can grow and improve without becoming emotionally entangled in the judgments of others. To apply this lesson, start by cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness when receiving feedback. Recognize that criticism can offer valuable opportunities for growth and self-improvement. When you encounter criticism, consider the source and context and reflect on whether there's a valid point or lesson to be gleaned from the feedback. For instance, if a colleague offers constructive criticism on a project you've been working on, instead of reacting defensively, take a moment to objectively evaluate their suggestions. If their feedback is valid and can help you improve your work, express gratitude for their input and implement the necessary changes. If, however, the criticism appears unfounded or unhelpful, acknowledge their perspective and then let it go without allowing it to negatively impact your self-esteem. It's also essential to remember that others' opinions don't define your worth or abilities. By developing a strong sense of self-awareness and confidence in your own values and strengths, you can maintain emotional equilibrium and avoid being swayed by the judgments of others. The eighth lesson from the Enchiridion teaches us the value of learning from criticism while remaining unaffected by others' opinions. By adopting an open and objective mindset when receiving feedback, we can use it as a tool for growth and self-improvement while maintaining a healthy sense of self-worth and emotional resilience. Lesson 9. Developing resilience in the face of adversity. The ninth lesson from the Enchiridion highlights the importance of developing resilience in the face of adversity. Epictetus believed that life is inherently filled with challenges and setbacks, and our ability to adapt and persevere through these difficult moments is crucial for personal growth and well-being. One way to cultivate resilience is by embracing a growth mindset, which entails viewing setbacks as opportunities for learning and self-improvement. By reframing challenges as chances to develop new skills and perspectives, we can maintain a positive attitude even when facing adversity. Suppose you've lost your job unexpectedly. Instead of succumbing to despair or feeling like a failure, you can apply the lesson of resilience by viewing the situation as an opportunity to explore new career paths, acquire new skills, or pursue passions that you may not have had time for previously. By maintaining a growth mindset, you can turn adversity into an opportunity for positive change. Another aspect of developing resilience is learning to manage our emotional reactions to difficult circumstances. Epictetus emphasized the importance of distinguishing between events themselves and our judgments about those events. By recognizing that our emotions are shaped by our thoughts and beliefs, we can gain better control over our reactions and maintain a sense of calm and stability even in challenging situations. The ninth lesson from the Enchiridion underscores the importance of developing resilience in the face of adversity. By embracing a growth mindset and managing our emotional reactions, we can persevere through life's challenges and continue to grow and thrive. This ability to adapt and bounce back from setbacks is a hallmark of Stoic philosophy and a key component of a fulfilling life. Lesson 10. Reflecting on one's own thoughts and actions for self-improvement. The 10th lesson from the Enchiridion emphasizes the importance of self-reflection as a means for personal growth and self-improvement. Epictetus believed that by regularly examining our thoughts, actions, and motivations, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and make conscious efforts to align our behavior with our core values and principles. One effective method of self-reflection is to set aside time each day for introspection and contemplation. This practice can involve reviewing the events of the day, identifying areas where we may have fallen short of our values, and considering ways to improve in the future. By making self-reflection a consistent habit, we can become more mindful of our actions and strive for continuous self-improvement. For example, at the end of each day, you might take a few moments to reflect on your interactions with others, your responses to external events, and any internal struggles you may have experienced. As you review these experiences, consider whether your actions were in line with your values, such as honesty, compassion, or integrity. If you identify areas where you could have behaved differently, use this insight to guide your actions in the future. Another important aspect of self-reflection is recognizing and challenging any limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns that may be holding you back. By becoming aware of these mental obstacles and working to replace them with more empowering beliefs, you can foster personal growth and create lasting change. The 10th lesson from the Enchiridion highlights the power of self-reflection as a tool for personal growth and self-improvement. By consistently examining our thoughts and actions and striving to align them with our core values, we can foster a deeper understanding of ourselves and cultivate a more authentic and fulfilling life. This practice of introspection and self-awareness is an essential component of Stoic philosophy and a valuable lesson for us all. As we come to the conclusion of this enlightening journey through the top 10 lessons from Epictetus, we are reminded of the enduring wisdom and practical insights that the Enchiridion offers us. We began by understanding the significance of differentiating between what is in our control and what is not, learning to cultivate inner peace in a world often brimming with uncertainty. We then delved into the importance of embracing fate and accepting events in life with grace, fostering a sense of resilience and serenity in the face of adversity. We also discovered the profound truth that living a virtuous life characterized by kindness, wisdom, and self-discipline is within our reach. We learned to detach ourselves from material possessions and external circumstances, finding fulfillment and contentment within ourselves. The lessons of practicing self-discipline and self-control, as well as treating others with kindness and empathy, were illuminated, reminding us of the fundamental principles of Stoic philosophy. We understood how to overcome fear and anxiety through rational thinking, learning to challenge and transform our irrational beliefs into balanced perspectives. In a world that often values external validation, we were shown the necessity of learning from criticism without being affected by others' opinions, fostering a healthy sense of self-worth and emotional resilience. The 9th lesson underscored the value of developing resilience in the face of adversity, emphasizing the importance of a growth mindset and emotional regulation. And finally, we were encouraged to engage in continual self-reflection striving to align our actions with our values and seeking constant self-improvement. As we move forward, I invite you to carry these lessons with you, applying them to your daily life. Remember that Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be contemplated, but a way of life to be lived. Embodying these teachings can profoundly impact your perspective, your relationships, and your overall quality of life. Epictetus, once a slave who rose to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, leaves us with a remarkable legacy. His teachings, encapsulated in the Enchiridion, still resonate with us today, providing us with practical wisdom to navigate the complexities of life. In a world that is continuously changing, the philosophy of Epictetus remains a steadfast guide, offering timeless insights into achieving a life of tranquility, virtue, and fulfillment. As we conclude, let us remember Epictetus's words: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Let this be a compass that directs us toward a life of wisdom, resilience, and virtue. Let's embody these teachings, embrace the Stoic way of life, and step into a world of peace, understanding, and continual growth. Part She, the resilience and inner strength of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, a renowned Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, is often referred to as the philosopher king. Despite being one of the most powerful men in the world during his time, he faced numerous struggles and hardships, from political upheaval to personal loss. Amidst these challenges, he penned his deeply introspective and insightful book, Meditations, as a means of self-improvement and reflection. Comprised of his personal thoughts and observations, this iconic work has inspired countless individuals over the centuries, providing guidance on how to live a virtuous and fulfilling life. In today's fast-paced and often uncertain world, resilience and inner strength are qualities that have become more important than ever before. We're constantly bombarded by change, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal lives. But what if we could learn to navigate these changes with grace and wisdom, transforming adversity into an opportunity for growth and self-discovery? This is where Marcus Aurelius's Meditations comes into play. As a Stoic, Marcus Aurelius believed in the importance of cultivating inner virtues and practicing self-mastery. He believed that by focusing on the things we can control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can overcome external circumstances and maintain a sense of balance and equanimity. In essence, Stoicism teaches us to be the architects of our own happiness and well-being, regardless of the challenges we face. What can we learn from this great philosopher? In this section, we're going to delve into the pages of Meditations and uncover 10 timeless life lessons that will help us develop resilience and inner strength. These lessons will not only provide practical advice for managing difficult situations, but also inspire us to cultivate a more resilient mindset in our daily lives. By applying the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, we can become better equipped to handle adversity, grow from our experiences, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling and contented life. As we journey through these 10 lessons, we'll explore the importance of controlling our thoughts and perceptions, accepting what we cannot change, focusing on the present moment, cultivating humility and empathy, and much more. Each of these lessons is grounded in the Stoic principles that Marcus Aurelius espoused and practiced throughout his life, offering a roadmap for navigating life's challenges with resilience, wisdom, and inner strength. Whether you're facing personal struggles, professional setbacks, or simply looking for guidance on how to lead a more balanced and fulfilling life, the teachings of Marcus Aurelius can serve as a powerful source of inspiration and wisdom. Let's explore them together. Lesson 1. Control your perception. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Marcus Aurelius. Our perception of the world around us shapes our reality. It influences how we react to situations, how we interact with others, and ultimately how we feel about ourselves. Marcus Aurelius's quote serves as a powerful reminder that we need to be mindful of our thoughts and perceptions. By recognizing that our interpretations of events are not absolute truths, but rather subjective perspectives, we can start to take control of our emotional responses and thought patterns, leading to greater resilience and inner strength. Controlling our thoughts and perceptions begins with self-awareness. It's essential to monitor our thoughts and identify when we may be engaging in negative or unhelpful thinking patterns. Once we become aware of these patterns, we can actively work to replace them with more constructive, rational perspectives. One practical tip for practicing this skill is to engage in daily mindfulness exercises. Mindfulness involves focusing on the present moment without judgment, allowing us to observe our thoughts and emotions as they arise without becoming overly attached or reactive. By practicing mindfulness, we can develop greater self-awareness and learn to recognize when we need to shift our perceptions. Another technique to help control your perception is to challenge your thoughts through cognitive restructuring. This involves identifying any negative or irrational thoughts, then actively questioning and replacing them with more balanced and rational alternatives. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm a failure because I didn't get that promotion," try to reframe the thought as, "I might not have gotten the promotion this time, but it doesn't define my worth or abilities. I can learn from this experience and continue to grow professionally." Finally, surrounding yourself with positive influences can also help you control your perceptions. Seek out friends, mentors, or role models who embody the values and attitudes you want to cultivate within yourself. Engaging in uplifting conversations and activities can help reinforce a more optimistic and constructive mindset. In summary, controlling our perceptions is a crucial step in building resilience and inner strength. By practicing self-awareness, mindfulness, cognitive restructuring, and surrounding ourselves with positive influences, we can train our minds to see the world through a more balanced and constructive lens. This shift in perspective can empower us to overcome adversity and face life's challenges with greater confidence and composure. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, our perceptions are not absolute truths, and we have the power to shape them to our advantage. Lesson 2. Accept what you cannot change. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Marcus Aurelius. One of the most powerful lessons Marcus Aurelius teaches us is the importance of acceptance and letting go of what we cannot control. This is a fundamental principle of Stoicism and a key aspect of building resilience and inner strength. When we learn to embrace the unpredictability of life and accept circumstances beyond our control, we can focus our energy on what truly matters, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Acceptance allows us to make peace with the present moment and find contentment despite life's inevitable ups and downs. By letting go of our need for control, we free ourselves from the burden of worry, anxiety, and frustration, making it easier to navigate challenging situations with grace and wisdom. To adopt this mindset, start by recognizing the aspects of your life that are beyond your control. Make a list of situations, events, or circumstances that you have no power over, and practice accepting them as they are. This exercise can help you become more aware of the difference between what you can and cannot control, allowing you to let go of any unproductive attempts to change what is out of your hands. Another helpful technique is to practice the art of non-attachment. Non-attachment involves acknowledging and appreciating the impermanent nature of life. By understanding that everything is transient and subject to change, we can develop a more balanced perspective and learn to accept the natural ebb and flow of life. When faced with a challenging situation, remind yourself that this too shall pass, and try to approach it with an open heart and mind. Meditation can also be a valuable tool for promoting acceptance. By setting aside time each day to quiet your mind and observe your thoughts and emotions, you can develop a greater understanding of your reactions to life's challenges. This increased self-awareness can make it easier to recognize when you're struggling to accept what you cannot change and help you shift towards a more accepting mindset. Learning to accept what we cannot change is a critical aspect of building resilience and inner strength. By practicing awareness, non-attachment, and meditation, we can develop a more balanced and accepting perspective on life. Embracing this mindset not only enables us to face adversity with grace and wisdom, but also allows us to appreciate the beauty and richness of life. As Marcus Aurelius so eloquently expressed in his quote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Lesson 3. Focus on the present moment. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment and not allowing ourselves to become consumed by the past or future. By concentrating our minds on the here and now, we can experience life more fully and develop a greater sense of inner peace and contentment. Focusing on the present moment has numerous benefits, including reduced stress and anxiety, increased self-awareness, and improved mental well-being. When we practice mindfulness and being present, we allow ourselves to truly engage with our experiences and emotions, instead of being constantly distracted by past regrets or future worries. This heightened sense of awareness enables us to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our environment, fostering personal growth and self-discovery. One way to develop the habit of being present is by engaging in mindfulness meditation. This form of meditation involves observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, allowing you to become fully immersed in the present moment. To practice mindfulness meditation, simply find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and bring your attention to your breath. As thoughts and emotions arise, acknowledge them without judgment and gently guide your focus back to your breath. This practice can be done for as little as 5 minutes a day and can have a profound impact on your overall well-being. Another technique to help you focus on the present moment is to incorporate mindful activities into your daily routine. This can include practices such as mindful eating, where you savor each bite and pay attention to the flavors and textures of your food, or mindful walking, where you observe your surroundings and the sensations of your body as you move. By integrating mindfulness into everyday activities, you can develop a greater appreciation for the present moment and become more in tune with your thoughts and emotions. Consider setting aside time each day for reflection and self-assessment. Journaling can be an effective way to process your experiences, emotions, and thoughts, helping you become more aware of the present moment. By reflecting on your day and identifying patterns in your thoughts and behaviors, you can gain valuable insights that can help you stay focused on the present and make more conscious choices moving forward. Lesson 4. Cultivate humility and empathy. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I'm about to criticize? Marcus Aurelius. Humility and empathy are essential virtues for building resilience and inner strength. They help us develop stronger relationships, create a more compassionate mindset, and foster greater self-awareness. Marcus Aurelius's quote serves as a reminder that before we judge or criticize others, we must first reflect on our own imperfections and strive to understand the experiences and feelings of those around us. Practicing humility involves recognizing that we are not infallible and that we can learn from others, regardless of their status or background. By adopting a humble attitude, we become more open to feedback and personal growth, enabling us to overcome challenges and adapt to new situations more effectively. To practice humility in your daily life, make an effort to listen more and speak less. Pay attention to the ideas and opinions of others and be open to the possibility that you may be wrong or have something to learn from them. Additionally, be willing to admit your mistakes and take responsibility for your actions. This willingness to be vulnerable can help you grow as a person and develop a more resilient mindset. Empathy, on the other hand, involves putting yourself in another person's shoes and trying to understand their feelings, thoughts, and experiences. This ability to connect with others on a deeper level can help you navigate difficult situations and foster stronger relationships, ultimately making you more resilient in the face of adversity. To develop empathy, practice active listening when conversing with others. Give them your full attention and strive to understand their perspective without judgment. Ask open-ended questions to encourage deeper sharing and show genuine interest in their feelings and experiences. Volunteering or engaging in acts of service can also help you build empathy. Helping others, especially those in need or facing challenges, can provide you with a greater understanding of their experiences and emotions, fostering a deeper sense of compassion and empathy. Humility and empathy are key components of building resilience and inner strength. By practicing active listening, engaging in self-reflection, and participating in activities that foster compassion, we can develop a more empathetic and humble outlook on life. Lesson 5. Practice gratitude. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius reminds us of the power and importance of gratitude in our lives. By focusing on the blessings we have and appreciating the beauty of life, we can foster a more positive mindset, enhance our well-being, and build resilience in the face of challenges. There are numerous benefits to embracing gratitude. Studies have shown that people who regularly express gratitude experience increased happiness, improved mental health, stronger relationships, and even better physical health. Grateful individuals tend to be more optimistic, have lower levels of stress and anxiety, and are better equipped to handle difficult situations. To integrate gratitude into your daily life, consider starting a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how big or small. This simple practice can help you shift your focus from the negative aspects of life to the positive, enabling you to recognize and appreciate the good things that are often overlooked. Another way to practice gratitude is to express your appreciation to others. Take the time to thank friends, family, and colleagues for their support, kindness, and understanding. By acknowledging the value of their contributions to your life, you not only strengthen your relationships, but also reinforce your own sense of gratitude. Additionally, make a habit of reflecting on your achievements and accomplishments, as well as the challenges you've overcome. Recognizing your personal growth and the lessons you've learned can help you appreciate the journey you've taken, fostering a deeper sense of gratitude for the experiences that have shaped you. Mindfulness can also play a role in developing gratitude. By paying attention to the present moment, you can notice the small joys and pleasures that often go unnoticed, such as the warmth of the sun on your face or the laughter of a loved one. By savoring these moments, you can nurture a greater sense of gratitude for the simple gifts life has to offer. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to enhance your overall well-being, foster a positive mindset, and build resilience. By maintaining a gratitude journal, expressing appreciation to others, reflecting on personal growth, and practicing mindfulness, you can develop a deeper sense of gratitude for life's many blessings. Lesson 6. Embrace adversity as an opportunity for growth, and the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius in. This powerful lesson, Marcus Aurelius teaches us to view adversity not as an insurmountable obstacle, but as an opportunity for personal growth and self-improvement. By shifting our perspective on challenges and setbacks, we can develop greater resilience and inner strength, allowing us to overcome even the most difficult situations. Challenges can be opportunities for personal growth in several ways. They can help us build new skills, gain valuable experience, and learn more about ourselves and our capabilities. Additionally, overcoming adversity can foster a greater sense of self-confidence as we recognize our ability to navigate difficult situations and emerge stronger on the other side. To reframe adversity as a chance to learn and grow, start by adopting a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself what skills or knowledge you can acquire from the experience and how it can help you become a better, more capable person. Another technique to help you embrace adversity as an opportunity for growth is to practice reframing negative thoughts. When encountering a difficult situation, try to identify the negative thoughts that arise and consciously shift them into more positive, empowering statements. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I'll never be able to handle this," reframe it as, "This is a challenging situation, but I can learn and grow from it." You can also seek inspiration from the stories of others who have overcome adversity and achieved personal growth. Research the lives of famous figures, read biographies, or listen to podcasts about individuals who have faced significant challenges and used them as stepping stones to success. These examples can serve as a powerful reminder of the potential for growth and transformation that lies within every obstacle. Lastly, consider seeking support from friends, family, or professional counselors when faced with adversity. Surrounding yourself with a supportive network can provide valuable encouragement, advice, and perspective, helping you to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. Embracing adversity as an opportunity for growth is a key component of building resilience and inner strength. By adopting a growth mindset, practicing reframing, seeking inspiration, and leaning on a support network, we can learn to view challenges as chances to learn, grow, and become better versions of ourselves. Lesson 7. Be guided by reason. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius highlights the crucial role that rational thinking and logic play in our overall happiness and ability to overcome adversity. By guiding our thoughts and actions with reason, we can make more informed decisions, manage our emotions more effectively, and navigate challenges with greater clarity and resilience. Rational thinking is important in overcoming adversity because it enables us to objectively assess a situation, identify potential solutions, and weigh the pros and cons of each option. By approaching challenges with a logical mindset, we can minimize the influence of impulsive emotions such as fear or anger, which can often cloud our judgment and lead to poor decision-making. One way to develop rational thinking is by practicing critical thinking skills. This involves questioning assumptions, evaluating evidence, and considering alternative viewpoints. When faced with a difficult situation, take a step back and ask yourself what assumptions you might be making, whether there is sufficient evidence to support your beliefs, and if there are any alternative explanations or solutions that you may have overlooked. Another strategy for cultivating rational thinking is to engage in regular self-reflection. By periodically examining our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, we can gain a deeper understanding of our motivations, biases, and thought patterns. This self-awareness can help us recognize when our thinking may be influenced by emotions or false assumptions, allowing us to redirect our thoughts toward a more logical and reasoned approach. It's also important to practice emotional regulation, as strong emotions can often interfere with rational thinking. Techniques such as mindfulness meditation and deep breathing exercises can help you manage your emotions more effectively, creating the mental space needed for clear, logical thinking. Finally, consider seeking out opportunities to learn and develop your problem-solving skills. Engage in activities that challenge your mind, such as solving puzzles, playing strategy games, or participating in debates. These experiences can help sharpen your logical thinking abilities and enhance your capacity to approach adversity with reason and clarity. Being guided by reason is a vital component of overcoming adversity and building resilience. By practicing critical thinking, engaging in self-reflection, managing emotions, and honing problem-solving skills, we can develop a more rational mindset that allows us to navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and success. Lesson 8. Cultivate inner peace. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the profound impact our thoughts have on our emotional state and inner peace. Cultivating inner peace is essential in building resilience and maintaining emotional balance, as it allows us to navigate challenges more effectively and maintain a sense of calm in the face of adversity. Inner peace is important for several reasons. First, it helps us manage stress and anxiety more effectively. When we are at peace with ourselves, we are better equipped to handle the pressures and uncertainties that life inevitably presents. This emotional balance can help prevent burnout, reduce the risk of mental health issues, and promote overall well-being. Second, inner peace allows us to think more clearly and make better decisions. When our minds are not clouded by emotional turbulence, we can approach challenges with a greater sense of clarity and focus, allowing us to develop more effective solutions and strategies. An effective way for cultivating inner peace is engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. This might include spending time in nature, pursuing hobbies, or connecting with loved ones. Prioritizing self-care and nurturing activities can help replenish your emotional reserves and promote a sense of balance and tranquility. It's also essential to develop healthy coping mechanisms for managing stress and negative emotions. This might involve practicing deep breathing exercises or engaging in physical activity such as yoga or walking. These techniques can help release tension and restore emotional equilibrium. Lastly, consider adopting a regular gratitude practice as discussed earlier. By focusing on the positives in your life and expressing gratitude for the blessings you have, you can foster a more optimistic outlook and cultivate a sense of inner peace. Lesson 9. Practice detachment. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Marcus Aurelius. In this lesson, Marcus Aurelius encourages us to practice detachment from external events and circumstances. By focusing on our inner values and spiritual growth, rather than seeking validation or fulfillment from external sources, we can develop greater resilience and inner strength. The benefits of detachment are numerous. Detachment allows us to maintain a sense of equanimity and emotional stability, even in the face of adversity or challenging situations. It also helps us avoid becoming overly attached to outcomes, possessions, or the opinions of others, which can lead to stress, anxiety, and disappointment. To cultivate detachment in daily life, begin by becoming more mindful of your thoughts and reactions to external events. Pay attention to how you respond to situations and practice observing your emotions and thoughts without becoming overly attached or identified with them. This increased self-awareness can help you recognize when you may be overly invested in external circumstances and make a conscious effort to shift your focus inward. Another tip for practicing detachment is to regularly remind yourself of the impermanent nature of life. Recognize that possessions, relationships, and circumstances are all subject to change, and that seeking lasting happiness from these sources is ultimately futile. Instead, strive to find inner contentment and fulfillment by focusing on your personal growth, values, and spirituality. Developing a strong sense of self and knowing your core values can also help you cultivate detachment. When you have a clear understanding of what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to let go of external factors that may not align with your values. Spend time reflecting on your core beliefs and use them as a guiding force in your decision-making and actions. Lastly, engage in regular spiritual or reflective practices, such as meditation, journaling, or prayer. These practices can help you deepen your connection to your inner self, promoting a sense of detachment from external influences and fostering a greater focus on personal growth and spiritual development. Practicing detachment from external events and circumstances can be a powerful tool for building resilience and inner strength. By focusing on inner values, cultivating self-awareness, and embracing the impermanence of external factors, we can navigate life's challenges with greater equanimity and clarity. By cultivating mindfulness, embracing impermanence, understanding your values, and engaging in spiritual practices, you can develop a sense of detachment that allows you to navigate life's challenges with greater grace and equanimity. Lesson 10. Keep moving forward. Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours. Marcus Aurelius. In this final lesson, Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the importance of perseverance and forward momentum in overcoming adversity. By focusing on the blessings we already have and maintaining a growth mindset, we can continue to progress and evolve even in the face of challenges. Perseverance is crucial in overcoming adversity because it enables us to push through obstacles, learn from setbacks, and keep moving toward our goals. By maintaining a forward momentum, we can build resilience and inner strength, as well as develop the skills and experience necessary to navigate future challenges. To maintain motivation and a growth mindset, start by setting clear, achievable goals that align with your values and passions. By having a clear vision of what you want to achieve, you can stay focused and motivated, even when faced with obstacles or setbacks. Break your goals down into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate your progress along the way to maintain motivation. Another suggestion for maintaining motivation is to practice self-compassion. Recognize that setbacks and challenges are a natural part of life, and treat yourself with kindness and understanding when you encounter difficulties. By cultivating self-compassion, you can maintain a positive attitude and stay motivated to continue moving forward even when faced with adversity. Additionally, surrounding yourself with supportive and like-minded individuals can help you maintain motivation and a growth mindset. Seek out friends, mentors, or support groups that share your values and goals, and draw inspiration and encouragement from their successes and experiences. Finally, take time to regularly reflect on your progress and accomplishments. Acknowledge the obstacles you've overcome, the skills you've acquired, and the growth you've experienced along the way. This reflection can help you maintain a sense of forward momentum and inspire you to continue pushing through challenges and pursuing your goals. Maintaining perseverance and forward momentum is essential in overcoming adversity and building resilience. By setting clear goals, practicing self-compassion, surrounding yourself with support, and reflecting on your progress, you can maintain motivation and continue moving forward, no matter what challenges life may present. We have explored 10 powerful life lessons from Marcus Aurelius's Meditations that can help us build resilience and inner strength. These lessons have offered us invaluable insights into controlling our perceptions, accepting what we cannot change, focusing on the present moment, developing humility and empathy, practicing gratitude, embracing adversity as an opportunity for growth, being guided by reason, cultivating inner peace, practicing detachment, and maintaining forward momentum. By integrating these timeless teachings into our daily lives, we can foster personal growth, overcome adversity, and live more fulfilling, purpose-driven lives. It is important to remember that building resilience and inner strength is a lifelong journey, and implementing these lessons takes time, practice, and dedication. As you continue to face challenges and setbacks, draw upon the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and strive to embody the principles he so eloquently shared in his Meditations. By doing so, you will not only become more resilient and resourceful in the face of adversity, but will also discover a greater sense of inner peace, purpose, and fulfillment. As we part ways, I encourage you to reflect on these 10 life lessons and consider how you can apply them in your own life. As you embark on this journey of personal growth and self-discovery, remember that the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius is a timeless guide that can help you navigate life's challenges with grace, wisdom, and resilience. In the words of the great Stoic philosopher himself, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By incorporating these lessons into your daily life, you can positively shape the quality of your thoughts and cultivate the resilience and inner strength necessary to thrive in an ever-changing world. May you find strength, inspiration, and growth through the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. And may your journey toward resilience and inner strength be one of deep self-discovery, fulfillment, and lasting happiness. Conclusion: the timeless gift of Stoic wisdom. As we reach the end of our exploration into Stoicism and minimalism, we find ourselves with a treasury of wisdom that spans millennia yet remains profoundly relevant to our modern lives. From the ancient streets of Athens to the digital age, these philosophies offer us tools not just for survival, but for flourishing amid life's inevitable challenges. We began our journey by examining the core principles of both Stoicism and minimalism, philosophies that, though separated by centuries, share a fundamental commitment to clarity, purpose, and inner peace. We've learned from the great Stoic teachers, Seneca, who showed us how to apply philosophy to everyday life, Epictetus, who rose from slavery to teach emperors, and Marcus Aurelius, who practiced Stoic principles while bearing the weight of the Roman Empire on his shoulders. The wisdom we've uncovered is not merely theoretical, but eminently practical. We've explored how to differentiate between what we can and cannot control, how to find freedom in simplicity, how to build resilience through adversity, and how to cultivate virtue as the highest good. These lessons provide a roadmap for navigating the complexity of the modern world with grace and equanimity. Perhaps most importantly, we've discovered that true happiness comes not from external circumstances, but from within, from our thoughts, perceptions, and responses to the world around us. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This powerful insight liberates us from the endless pursuit of more and invites us to find contentment in the present moment. The journey of applying Stoicism and minimalism to our lives is not always easy. It requires courage to let go of attachments, discipline to control our reactions, and wisdom to accept what we cannot change. There will be moments of struggle and setback. But as we've learned, These challenges are not obstacles to our growth, but opportunities for it, chances to practice virtue, build character, and deepen our understanding. As you move forward from here, I encourage you to approach these philosophies not as rigid dogmas, but as living traditions that can be adapted to your unique circumstances and needs. Take what resonates with you, experiment with different practices, and be patient with yourself as you learn and grow. Remember that becoming a Stoic or a minimalist is not about perfection, but about progress, about continuously striving to align your thoughts and actions with your highest values. In a world that often seems chaotic and unpredictable, the principles of Stoicism and minimalism offer a stable foundation upon which to build a meaningful life. They remind us that while we cannot control the winds of fortune, we can adjust our sails. While we cannot choose what happens to us, we can choose how we respond. Let us carry these timeless teachings forward, applying them in our daily lives and sharing them with others. Let us face life's challenges with courage, approach its opportunities with wisdom, and meet each moment with the knowledge that our power lies within. Thank you for joining me on this philosophical journey. May the wisdom of the Stoics guide you toward a life of simplicity, purpose, and lasting happiness. As Seneca wisely counseled, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. May your learning never cease, and may your life be all the richer for it.